help if I turn my mic on?
Oh, yeah. No, it's good. Okay.
Sorry, we're having technical difficulty. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. My mic is turned on now. Thank you for joining us on this Pride Sunday. Also, it's Pentecost, but we're focusing on pride. In some ways, it sort of all fits together for me because, in a way, it's the Spirit coming and taking all of us in our uniqueness and our difference and diversity in all our languages and sexual orientations and expressions and attractions, and it's one Spirit today. So welcome, and we're glad that you're here both online and in person, and thank you for everybody who's helping making this service be a wonderful service today as we gather together. As always, we affirm each other, whoever we are and however we identify ourselves on this Pride Sunday, and whomever we love. It's a place for us to be and celebrate all that we are and that we are all okay as we gather here today. And we hear this, our truth and reconciliation, our land acknowledgement today in this video.
Oki.
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 Oki and welcome.
We acknowledge that we're gathered on the lands of the Blackfoot people of the Canadian Plains.
We pay respect to the Blackfoot people's past,
present,
and future. We recognize the thousands of Indigenous peoples
From many diverse nations,
call Lethbridge home.
including members of the Blackfoot Confederacy,
of the six gates of the Beat,
Akana,
Siksika,
Amskapi people,
as well as other First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples.
We respect Indigenous people's cultural heritage,
beliefs,
truth
and relationship to the land
that stretches back in time.
We will not blink at history.
We will not blink at history.
and we will learn from it.
Oki is an invitation.
A step forward.
in Blackfoot, Oki means hello.
Oki means hello.
Hello.
Oki.
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 Oki, and welcome to the lands of the Blackfoot people.
Oki. A few announcements as we gather today. The men's morning coffee is meeting on June the 9th at 10 a.m. I think it might be their last one before the summer. And then the Justice, Peace, and Social Action Committee has joined my city care in collecting new school supplies. There's a whole list up there. You can also go on our Facebook and on our What's Happening to find out more things to collect supplies for my city care. And then coming up in the summer, McKillop is joined with all the United Churches in Lethbridge and with the region to support Camp Caravan from August 28th, 18th to 22nd. It will be hosted at Southminster United Church. It's $140 per child, up to, I think, age 12 or 13. And there's more information in our social media if you're interested, and there's also bursaries if price is an issue. And then coming up, we have lots happening during our Pride Week. Coming up on June the 10th, which is this Tuesday at 6:30, we're having the Mama Bear documentary, which is won, as you can see, all these amazing awards. I really encourage you, if you have time, to come and see it. And here's a short trailer, just as a teaser, to come and see it.
I'm a woman of faith. I love the scriptures. I love prayer.
My beliefs about the LGBTQ community were that we needed to help them see the truth to save them from going to hell.
My birth certificate said I was a boy. Do I look anything like a boy?
We absorbed this idea that it was the ultimate of offenses. And why would you choose that?
I felt like there was a big old sign hanging over my head saying, "You're a Christian and your daughter is gay, you failed."
It always came down to, Tammy, you have to make a choice. If you choose to be with women you might as well throw yourself off of a cliff.
God did not place something in your genetic code that would destroy your soul.
Do you consider homosexuality a disease?
No, I don't. It's a sin.
It was really hard to find another Christian that I could relate to until I met the Mama Bears. Mama Bear Tribe is really what turned me into an advocate.
A Midwest mom sparked an idea: offer a hug to anyone. It took off.
That is my girl. And the fact that she is gay has no bearing on my love for her.
The Bible tells us some are born this way and some are made this way, and my child is fearfully and wonderfully made. My child was born for a time such as this.
Once you know how important fighting for your kid is, you can't do anything else but fight for them.
It's an hour-and-a-half documentary that follows mothers and their love and support of their children and fighting the damage that the Christian church has done to the lives of queer children and youth, and their advocacy, and also just one hug at a time and how that changes the world. So that's on Tuesday night. There's popcorn, and then there's a discussion afterwards. Also, the second part 2 of Book Club with Brent, Gender Your Guide, will be on June the 21st. If you missed the first one, you can come to the second one and just fit in. So that's also coming up. And then I invite you to join our Affirming ministry team as we go to the Trans March gathering at the Galt Gardens on June the 22nd at 1 p.m. and then the march to the City Hall. Also, then there will be the Pride flag raising at the City Hall at June the 23rd at 6 p.m. That's a great way to come out and show pride and support. And then finally, the Pride Parade's on June the 28th, and you're invited to arrive at 10:30 a.m. to join the McKillop group, which will be in the, what's that field called beside the civic field next to the Lethbridge Senior Citizens Organization and Stan Seawick Pool. So there's a lot happening at Pride. And we'd love to invite you to come up afterwards here. We got a Pride celebration upstairs with some sprinkles and treats and lots of fun and togetherness after the service. Would you join me in this opening which is on our screen? I invite you to join in the bold. Welcome to this place where we worship the queer Creator. May we know the divine blesses the particular and rejoices in the uniqueness of every body and being. Welcome to this place of sacred love. May we experience the holy is every gender and sexual orientation, every race and ability, every body size and body type. Welcome to this place of beloved community. May we together draw the circle wide, affirming everybody, searching for God among the oppressed and the betrayed and the turned away, so all come to their holy wonder in pride. Well, let us join together in singing our opening song, Draw the Circle Wide, and invite you to stand if you are able.
Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song, no one stands alone, standing side by side. Draw the circle wide, by the still point of the circle, round whom all creation turns, nothing lost but held forever in God's gracious arms. Draw the circle wide, draw him wider still.
Amen. Please be seated. Just want to thank, I know Megan probably, but thank everybody that's on the Affirming team who is wearing their T-shirts today that Megan's been helping us build. Megan's our Affirming community liaison folk, and just want to thank as we're showing pride. I know today, as we celebrate pride, it's a day to celebrate that all of us are okay as we are, that we're beautiful, that we're precious. But I also want to acknowledge personally, I'm not acknowledging on behalf of the United Church of Canada because I don't have that power or authority of the General Council. I'm not even acknowledging on behalf of you of McKillop because I don't have that authority or power either. But I'm acknowledging as a person from the Christian tradition, raised as a United Church of Canada person and part of this tradition, that I want to acknowledge that, and the United Church is working, I want to apologize today from my behalf as part of the Christian tradition. I don't think we do it enough, and we sort of think we can slap up a pride flag or put one outside and everything will be okay. But I want to acknowledge that for a majority of people in the queer community, that coming into a church is really traumatic because Christianity has caused great harm over the centuries, and particularly in the last 6 or 7 decades in which Christianity is seen as the Christian right, which has misinterpreted the Bible, which has used Christian holy texts to condemn people of different sexual orientations and of gender identity, have openly called for violence against the queer community, have supported it. Even now our premier in Alberta, who's Christian, is supporting policies that are harmful for trans youth and queer youth. And so I feel a heaviness in my heart around pride, not about the pride part, about how as a church we have to apologize. I apologize for all the ways the Bible's been used to say that you are not loved by God. I apologize the way in churches, even at McKillop, that we don't realize how traumatic it is to be queer and come to a religious community, because all you hear from the religious community and the media is that you're not okay, that it's, as we heard in the preview, that it's a sin to be queer, that you're going to go to hell, that God doesn't love you, that you have to look a certain way. I also apologize the way even people who are queer have come to McKillop have not been safe. People have come dressed in lace, dressed as they want to, and been told that's not appropriate. I know sometimes, I apologize that some people are not coming to church today because it's pride, because they don't want to support it. We still have that at McKillop. So I just apologize as a way that hopefully as we acknowledge this, it helps us to be in an area of discomfort, and in discomfort we're willing to do more to actually be more understanding of people who have lived different experiences as us, and also be more understanding and more working to be allies and accomplices where we can grow to be a safe place. I like to say that there is no safe place, there's only safe people, and it takes us waking up to be safe people to create maybe a safe place one day. And then finally, I do also want to apologize to my queer siblings that we are always making you do the work to make safety, or to explain stuff to us, or to advocate when we need to be stepping up and doing the hard work as privileged people in religion. So I say that so that we can just be in this space maybe a little more deeply, a little more honestly on this Pride Sunday, and with more joy. So let's join together in an opening prayer. O God of wild love and extravagant acceptance, We are grateful that even though us humans make so many categories, we exclude others because of their sexual orientation or their race or their their gender identity, and so many things, but yet you keep breaking through like the Spirit in the fear of Pentecost. You break through. You make us discomfort, or you affirm us in our beautiful beingness that we were made and we are okay just as we are. Help us as we gather on this Pride Sunday to awaken to your dream of great joy and diversity and dance in creation, a world in which every member of the human family is free to flourish however you have made them and however they express themselves in their amazing beauty. And forgive us for the moments we have held back, your ever-flowing current of love and dignity and justice. Forgive us for when we have made snide comments. Forgive us for when we have, out of our fear or resistance, hurt others. Forgive us this day. Remake us into a people eager to see you in the faces and bodies and expressions of all people. O Holy One, may we experience right here and right now that each of us are beloved, that each of us are cherished, that each of us are desired, that each of us are sacred, that you are as queer as all of us. And so we give you thanks this day for pride, for color, for glitter, for dance, for bodies, for expression as we gather. Amen.
Good morning. Psalm 139 is a beautiful psalm that affirms our original and deep being is connected to love and grace. Psalm 139 affirms us whoever we are and however we identify. More so, nothing can separate us from love. In this paraphrase and translation of the psalm from Nancy Merrill, we can hear an invitation to live from affirmation. What in this reading calls to you today? O divine, you have searched me and know me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my innermost thoughts. You find me on the journey and guide my steps. You know my strengths and my weaknesses. Even before words rise up in prayer, lo, you have already heard my heart call. You encompass me with love where'er I go, and your energy is my support. Such sensitivity is too wonderful for me. It is high. Boundless gratitude and ecstasy are my being's response. Where could I go from your spirit? Or how could I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in darkness, you are there. If I soar on the wings of the morning or dwell in the deepest parts of the sea, even there your presence will lead me and your love will embrace me. If I say, let only darkness cover me and the light about me be night, even the darkness is not dark to you. The night dazzles as with the sun. The darkness is as light to you. For you form my inward being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for you are to be reverenced and adored. More than I know myself, do you know me? My essence was not hidden from you when I was being formed in secret, intricately fashioned from the elements of the earth. Oh, that you would vanquish my fears, O divine. Oh, that ignorance and suffering would depart from me. My ego separates me from true abandonment to surrendering myself into your embrace of me. Yet are these not the very thorns that focus my thoughts upon you? Will I always need reminders to turn my face to you? I yearn to embrace the love within me from you, to learn of loving kindness and wisdom. Search me, O divine, and know my heart. Try me and discern my thoughts. Help me to face the uncertainty and doubt within me. Enlighten me that I might radiate love and wakefulness. May the Holy Spirit bless our understanding and help us to live the truth we hear. Amen.
was wondering if the kids would like to come down for our story today. I like your hat, Lois. Thank you. Well, you know, we fly a pride flag out front in the church there, and we have some more in here today. And sometimes, you know, people rip the flag down. Did you know that? Yeah, it happens quite a bit. And then people have also been, well, it happened just like 2 weeks ago. It's been a while, but then people have also been, you know, we have the signs like this here. Protect and defend trans kids year-round. And actually, people have been stomping on them and ripping them out of the ground. I think it's happened about 5 times now. So we just keep putting them up. But, you know, the flag's a really important symbol of pride. And do you know why? You know, I don't know if we know why. So we have the book today called Pride, the story of Harvey Mil and the rainbow flag, and it's written by Rob Sanders and illustrated by Steven Salerno. So let's find out the history, because I think this is really important. So here's Harvey Mil. He was an ordinary man, but he had an extraordinary dream. That dream changed history, and he had this phrase he liked to say, "You have to give them hope for a better world, for a better tomorrow." So Harvey dreamed that every gay people would have equality. He dreamed that he and his friends would be treated like everyone else. He dreamed that one day people would be able to live and love as they pleased. And he grew up like he was back in the 1940s and 50s and 60s. He actually served in the Navy, and I think he was in Vietnam. So he did a lot of, and then he moved to San Francisco. But he was from New York. So with his New York accent, Harvey talked to everyone about his dream. His voice boomed, his body bounced with energy and excitement. Gay pride was what he was talking about. And there were people, straights for gay, passed gay bill rights, because when he was alive, he could be arrested and thrown in jail just for being gay. And I love my gay son, but you see, also you had these mean Christians saying God says no and no to gay. And some people listened to him, a few agreed, but most did not. And this was back in the 60s. But Harvey's big voice and his big dream wouldn't be stopped. He discovered the best way to change laws was to help make laws. And in 1977, Harvey Mil took a big step towards that dream when he became one of the first openly gay people to be elected to public office in the United States. And he became a supervisor for San Francisco. That's a term, sort of like a counselor, I think. Harvey and his friends planned marches to protest inequality and unfair laws. And just days before one of the marches, Harvey had an idea. A symbol, he thought. We need a symbol that shows who we are and how we feel. So look at what are all those symbols? Do you know any of them? What's the blue one with the world on it? Do you know? It's United Nations. You're close. It is for world's peace. Like there you have the dove up there. And then do you know we have recycling, we have all, and then we have the flags. Like flags are symbols, right? What's the symbol for Canada? Maple. Yeah, the red and white. We're saying elbows up right now, right? It's a symbol. So Harvey said there was no symbol for the queer community, for gays and lesbians and bisexual and trans and two-spirit. So Harvey knew an artist who could help. Gilbert Baker. Harvey asked Gilbert, said, "We need a flag." And so volunteers arrived to help Gilbert design come to life. Together they dipped fabric into large barrels filled with vibrant and vivid colors. They cut and they pieced and sewed together until they created this. And it had hot pink. The original flag had hot pink. I like hot pink. Harvey Gilbert and the other activists had a flag, the flag with 8 colorful stripes, a flag that Harvey hoped would give hope. Rights are won, Harvey said, only by those who make their voices heard. And on June the 25th, 1978, it was time for the march, and a breeze arrived in San Francisco, and the flag was unfurled. The wind blew, and the flag fluttered, flipped, and flew in a rainbow so bright and unique as the men and women who walked behind it led the march. Harvey and the people asked for equality, They asked to be treated like everyone else. They asked to live and love as they pleased. They hoped the march would make a difference. Harvey was proud of the flag and proud of himself. He hoped others would be proud too. So if you could be a gay policeman or a young person or a bisexual in a wheelchair or a retired gay soldier or woman, or a doctor, however you were queer, you could be proud of who you are just as you are. And that's what the flag means. 5 months later, but see how dangerous it is? 5 months later, this is the sad part. On the morning of November 27th, 1978, Harvey and the mayor of San Francisco, George Moscone, who supported him, were assassinated. Their lives were taken by a man who did not think like Harvey or feel like him or love like him. The flag did not fly on that dark, sad night. Instead, thousands and thousands of people marched silently, carrying candles. The candlelight wove through the streets of San Francisco and up and down the hills and around the buildings, a mile of glowing candlelight in honor of 2 lives lost that could have been the end of Harvey's dream and the colorful flag, but it wasn't. So what happened was more rainbow flags were created. Some of the colors changed. They changed to 8. Colors became 6 stripes. That was the early flag, but the meaning of the flag did not change. What is it? Everybody together? Hope. I can't hear you. Hope. With more energy. Hope. That's what it was, a flag of equality. More and more people began to think of the flag as their flag, and they began to feel pride, and then they began to find hope. And the flag is even changed more. Now we include the trans colors, pink and blue and white, and then we include the yellow intersex, and also then we include black and brown queer people on that. And so in 1994, Gilbert Baker designed another pride flag. This one was larger than the rest. Women and men side by side carried the flag, a proud mile-long rainbow floating through New York City. The flag wove through the streets, up and down avenues, boulevards, and round buildings. The people demanded equality. They demanded to be treated like everyone else. They demanded to live and love as they pleased. They were proud. They had hope. They would make a difference. And Gilbert says, I ask for the movement to continue, for the movement to grow. And rainbow flags were made. Some were printed on stickers and T-shirts. Others hoisted on lampstands and on halted streets in Chicago and then the Modern Museum in New York. And some were flown in countries like Brazil and Finland and Russia and Canada and all over the world. And the rainbow flags were unfurled on farms, in suburbs, in cities. The flags were proudly outside public buildings, hotel shops, restaurants, even churches and homes. We're skipping that page for this today. And so that's what Harvey Mil did. Equality, pride, hope, love. These are the big dreams became a flag for all of us. And so this last page is where he had his famous note, you have to give them hope. And this is what, this is how pride, one of the ways pride with Gilbert Baker is the origins of the flag and pride and standing up for hope and equality and everybody can love who they are and that we're all together. I don't think we ever talked about that since I've been here in 16 years. What do you think? Does that help you learn more about the pride flag? Yeah, it helps me. Well, thanks, and thanks for being here, and I think you're off to Spirit Kids now, and have fun down there. I don't know who's going with you today. It's Emily. There you are, Emily. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Emily.
We invite you to stand and join us in singing.
In a many-colored garden, we are growing silent. by side. We will rise all together. We will rise with the sun and rain upon us. Not a row shall be denied. We will rise all together. We will rise. We will rise like the ocean. We will rise like the sun. We will rise all together. We will rise. We are spirits drawn together tightly by our common thread. We will rise all together. We will rise. In the cold and fear and hatred, clothed in dignity we stand. We will rise all together. We will rise. We have placed this quilt together, linking hearts with stitching hands. We will rise all together. We will rise. We will rise like the ocean. We will rise like the sun. We will rise all together. We will rise. We are spirits drawn together tightly by our common thread. We will rise all together. We will rise. We are gay and straight together, and we'll weave our hands in hand. We will rise all together. We will rise. And with God, the great Creator, will weave change across the land. We will rise all together. We will rise. We will rise like the ocean. We will rise like the sun. We will rise all together. We will rise. We are spirits drawn together, tightly by our common thread. We will rise all together. We will rise. From our children to our elders, from all nations we will rise. We will rise all together. We will rise. May respect for all our differences enhance our common ties. We will rise all together. We will rise. We will rise like the ocean. We will rise like the sun. We will rise all together. We will rise. We are spirits drawn together tightly by our common thread. We will rise all together. We will rise.
Hello and hi everyone. Good. My name is Meg Fester, and I am the Affirming Community Liaison, and I continue to be honored to be part of this McKillop community. And here we are in this Pride Month, and particularly here we are on this Pride Sunday. This time of year is a celebration, absolutely. Am I dying? I'm on. Maybe not me, but the mic? Yeah.
I think it's this.
That's a bit existential. Yeah, yeah.
Let's just put it on here.
Okay.
No, you can keep it.
Okay.
I think it's bent.
Oh,
This one,
okay.
there.
Yeah. Good. Great. Back on track. Thanks, everyone. Here, yes, a moment for celebration. Absolutely. We talk about the rainbow and colors and glitter and dancing and expression. But I also really want to take a moment to say that and be authentic, because I think authenticity is the heart of expression. And say, today I'm grieving. It feels really hard right now. I don't know if other people feel that sensation as well, but it's been a moment and a season, and And it's good to be here in that honesty. And if I've definitely cried at this podium before, so if I do again, please just bear with me. As we move through it and move through all of it and the hardness as well as the joy and the celebration, and how do we hold the tension of all of that at the same time. Recognizing that we'll celebrate, we'll grieve, appreciate apologies that may come in the season or not. And then also use this time to hopefully strengthen our convictions and our values. I reflect on what Trevor had expressed about how do we grow to be a safe place. And I'm really interested if you'd be willing to put up with me for a moment and take a moment to cultivate that. So I've got a sweet little script here that I just love. It's the pride flag, and I actually use this with the queer youth that I support when I do art therapy groups. So it is like a meditation style, but you can use it as a reflection moment. So if you just want to sit and listen to the words, please let them kind of wash over you and reflect on what they mean to you specifically. If you want to use it as a meditation moment and like go internally and kind of sit with it, use it in that way, taking what works for you and leaving what doesn't. So I'll invite you to just kind of get settled in your seat and just coming back into this current moment about releasing and coming and being reminded that we are here embodied together in this time. And bring your attention to the pride flag, Marilyn. I'll invite you to kind of reflect on this image, and so we'll just settle in together and maybe bring your attention to your breath, whatever might anchor you in this moment, to just settle in and reflect together. And bring your attention to the color purple in this flag, this idea of spirit. Allow your mind to be filled with the color purple and all its richness and grandeur. See yourself as a free entity who may name themselves as they wish, who is free to love who they love, who is free to express themselves as they choose to. Allow your being, the thing about you that is essential, that is enduring, to soar. Simply be with this moment surrounded by purple, your being. Now the color blue, serenity, allowing ourselves to feel awash in the color of that deep blue sea, just being here now, laying down our burdens, our conflicts, the problems that we've been contemplating, experiencing surrender that comes from just acknowledging our right to serenity, the right to have serenity in every part of our lives, allowing serenity in the color blue to wash over us. The color turquoise, transformation, allowing that dark blue to transform to turquoise, paying attention to that transformation. And just as this transformation is allowed to take place, notice now your ability to exist as a change agent, one who may choose to transform the parts of their life which require change. Focus your attention on the power of your transformation, the power to manifest what is needed for our lives in every moment. Just be the color turquoise. Next, green, allowing the natural world's light to fill your focus. The color green surrounds you as you recognize the natural world in its many, many shades. Noticing the naturalness of our existences, our sexualities, our genders, our ways of being. Paying attention to any needs you may have for time in the natural world and to be surrounded by fresh and clean air. The sounds of wind and birds, texture of grass and leafy trees, just being with this moment of nature as it speaks to you with the color green. Yellow, sunlight, allowing our attention to move up toward the sun and the color yellow, noticing the warmth of that on our faces, our arms and legs, feeling that sunlight as it cascades over, and bringing to mind any parts of our lives that might feel dark and hidden or in the closet. Is there something in the shadows that needs to be illuminated and brought to light? Seeing this now and allowing that sweet summer sun to illuminate this matter, this part of our lives that may be hidden away and unaddressed, denied, to protect us. Simply allowing the sunlight to wash over every part of our lives so that we can feel fully its warmth and protective rays. Feeling now that color yellow. And orange, healing. Moving our attention to the color orange, noticing how much work we have done to heal the hurts of our story, our collective stories and our personal stories. And whatever they may be, noticing all that it took within us to engage in this healing work and how very wise we've become as a result of these conscious efforts. And if there's part of your experience that now needs healing, allowing this to make itself known. Seeing this part of our lives in need of healing bathed in that orange light, made clear by the power of this color, and allowing awareness to come about for anything needed in order to heal this part of us. Simply being with the powerful color of orange. And the color red, this concept of life force, allowing our focus to be filled with that color, the force of life itself, noticing that intensity and aliveness of what it means to be fully human in this moment. Be conscious of how it feels to live in the space that you occupy, this body, as you experience it. Notice the vitality of all that you are in the blood flowing through your body. What it is to be here, now, fully alive and present in this moment. Notice fully the color red. Now pink, sexuality. Shifting our perspective now to this color pink, and now this isn't pale pink, this is bright, intense fuchsia. It's our sacred sexuality and transcends any concern of your partner status, present romantic activity. This is part of all of us and ours to express, to celebrate, to cherish, allowing ourselves to love every part of our sexualities, experiencing this without shame or judgment. It's part of what makes us ourselves, and it is part of our connection to each other. Be in the celebration of this sexuality, the color pink. Now brown, inclusivity. With this connection, noticing the color brown and what it feels like to feel included, to feel a part of something, to belong. Notice how it feels to have family of choice who see you and include you, who make room at the table for you, no matter what's going on for you in any given moment. And with your mind, imagine yourself including people who may have felt left out in portions of their lives. Witness the color brown and its role in your life. Is there an opportunity for you to reach further into inclusion, to provide for those who've been denied it? Brown's power can help us to be more loving and inviting. Notice those qualities now as you see the color brown. Now, black, diversity. See the color black, peer into it, and let it surround you. But don't become lost or afraid in that black, for the longer you stare into it, the more you are able to discern shapes. Allow your mind's eye to now fully see the shapes around you, queer people and allies who exist in all directions of where you sit now. Queer people and allies everywhere of the many beautiful races, cultures, tribes of humans, the endless expressions of sexuality and gender, the endless ways of being in this beautiful world of humans. representing each unique being. See the queer people and allies of our community, expanding your scope to encompass those outside the region, outside southern Alberta, outside this province, outside this nation, queer people on every inhabited continent, some who live in freedom, many do not. Feeling compassion for every queer human on the planet and every ally who loves us as you reach out with your own love and compassion. Feeling the pulse of our shared queer and straight humanity. Imagine our hearts beating as one, thundering loudly so that the world sees us and hears us. This is what it means to be queer. This is what it means to be free. So just lingering in the sensation of that and what it elicited for you. And just diving a little more deeply into that pride flag and what it can mean. And in this moment, I'd love to take just a couple seconds just of honoring two particular heartbeats in that thundering chorus of humanity. And these two hearts, these two beings, these two beauties, two drag queens of our community, actually, of Southern Alberta. I want to take a moment and honor them here. Maybe they would feel comfortable coming into this church. Maybe it would be safe enough, but maybe not. And still recognizing if they're not here in physical form, we can honor their spirits. And so taking a moment to do that. So we have first Poppy Pufter. Is an artist, performer, and producer raised in Enchant, right here in southern Alberta, if you can believe it. And recently, they came back from Montreal, where they're currently living, to Lethbridge, to be an artist in residence at CASA, and created a one-woman show, which some of us went and saw. And her very first performance, it was really interesting. There was a number of great, fabulous outfits, wonderful entertainment, so beautiful. And her first performance, she was wearing a Pope's hat. And she never explained what that meant, but it felt like pain. It felt like there was something. She chose that symbol intentionally. And despite that pain, she turned it into something very beautiful and very powerful. And despite growing up in a small southern Alberta community, she said she loved her childhood. She expressed that and said, and one of the sweetest moments of the show for me was when she said she wanted to bring all of her queer friends back from, the community that she'd cultivated in Montreal and Lethbridge, who loved her for who she was, and bring them all back to Enchant and all be children together and play in the fields and celebrate that beautiful, sweet childhood she had. And I just felt it in my heart. And then also, another queen in our community, we have Francesca Dynamite, a Filipino-Canadian care worker, and she was on the 3rd season of Canada's Canada's A Drag, and then also starred in the 2022 documentary, Francesca, Prairie Queen, which ended up premiering at the Calgary International Film Festival. And yesterday, actually, she performed at Tabor's Pride flag raising event and told the story of being able to support her family back home, of the house she bought for her mom, of the medication she's able to provide for her family, of putting her 2 straight brothers through college. And, she made a beautiful joke, this resiliency about, now my family is so happy and proud and supported by having this gay son that maybe was a burden and, and painful. So seeing these sweet, it was so lovely to see those two beating hearts and the way they've transformed and made their realities and It's not easy, to stand up in those 5-inch heels, just generally speaking, but nonetheless in Tabor, in southern Alberta. So these acts of bravery, these acts of resistance, and these acts of humanity, will we let them call us to action? So we have some different opportunities, some different possibilities in terms of ways that we can be called to action, that we can stand up and stand in solidarity with each other and help grow a sense of safety in our community through the power we have. So Trevor spoke to them before, as well as here's a couple more that are going on. If you're interested in knowing more, please reach out to me, and I'm happy to connect about some other things going on in the community. Martin Luther King Jr. reminds us, there are two realms, both the internal realm and the external realm. And you can see here that they impact each other. The external being our capacity to engage, to take action, to support queer and trans communities. And it depends on this internal world, on the internal values. So in the spirit of cultivating our own love, our own acceptance internally, we are going to sing a song together. So that being said, this song, it was actually the original song. They won first place by Angelo Paolo through the public, intentional, and explicit on our Pi Day. So they were the winner of the contest, and I'll invite you to sing this song with us together and reflect on the words. Thank you for listening.
This is a new song for all of us, so we invite you, if you're comfortable, to stand, and as you get the hang of it, sing along. I'm learning to be okay with me. Why is it so hard to do? I'm learning to be okay with me. Why is it so hard to do? Honest expression feels happy and true. Being myself is one thing I can do. It empowers others to be themselves too. I'm trying to learning to be. I'm learning to be okay with me. Why is it so hard to do? I'm learning to be okay with me. Why is it so hard to do? Some say I'm less than, that's not true or fair. My queerness and love are my own gifts to share. So stand beside me, don't judge me, don't stare. Accepting myself, I am free. I'm learning to be okay with me. Why is it so hard to do? I'm learning to be okay with me. Why is it so hard to do?
are nothing to fear. Acceptance brings us unity. I'm learning to be okay with me. Why is it so hard to do? I'm learning to be okay with me. Why is it so hard to do? Why is it so hard to do?
Well, please be seated. This song was written by a queer Christian through the Affirming Connections, which is run with Pam Rocker and Miranda Martinez, and as part of, as Meg said, is the PI Week, Public, Intentional, Explicit. And so really it's a song from a queer member. In some ways, I said this to Meg as we were up here. It says, learning to be okay. Why is it so hard to learn to be me? It's because of what the church has done for decades, saying it wasn't okay to be me. And so our prayer time today is a communal prayer. You're invited, if you wish. You were handed a candle as you came in. There's also extra candles up front, but it's to light a candle in prayer to say, maybe it's okay to be me. Or a candle to say, I am loved. Or a candle to be a prayer that I am going to be a person of love, or I'm going to be an accomplice or an ally. It's a candle to light. You know, light is always a symbol of acceptance, of shining, of glitter, of glory. And so on this Pride Sunday, I invite you to light the candle how you wish and what brings you pride and acceptance, love, hope, and equality. And so our prayer will be, we'll have some music that's being played. You're invited to come down the aisles. You can light candles here. You can light candles on the side, and then you can go back by the side aisle by the pews. So let us come together in a time of prayer as we light our candles. It's okay to be me. divine, we pause and lift up the light of all these candles we have lit today and the significance of them to each of us personally. May this light be our intentions for the healing of each other and remembering each other as those who are precious and lives which are precious and inherently bound together. And may we know that we're all okay and deeply loved and held in pride. Amen. Once again, thank you for being here and being part of our Pride Sunday. And as we go from here, know that you're all invited, those who are in person, to come upstairs for some more Pride Sunday time together, and our blessings to all of you who are following us online today. Let us go from here to proclaim the good news. We are all God's dream. None of us are excluded. God's dream is queer love. God's dream is trans and non-binary body. God's dream is each and every one of us. For the divine says to us, "You are the being that I have made. You are a sunbeam. You are light. You are wonderfully made. You are a spark of light." May we go from here living that, proclaiming it, showing it in our words and actions and in all we do. Amen.
We invite you to stand once again and join us in singing.